Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another edition of Airy Sky Readley's video blog. I'm Airy Sky. Let me move this so we have Chloe is... Oh yes, Chloe ran away and well, that's okay. She doesn't need to be on video right now. And I want to give you guys an update. Moppy is right here in this little urn. Yes. Isn't that interesting, Moppy? So... my adopted brother, Ted, keeps nagging me. Oh, you're going to make a video? Tell me all about the legs. Is there short legs? Meat? I repurposed in memory of Moppy. Moppy, my dog Moppy, a.k.a. Skittles, with my Moppy. Welcome home, son. You see this? He slept next to me all night, and he wants to eat my face and my thumb. Hi, welcome. Welcome to the family. This is Moppy the miniature schnauzer. He's 6 weeks old, I think. About the age that you get him. Hi. Oh, yeah, you want to play, huh? So, I'm hoping Moppy and I get some likes today, yes. Oh, yeah, huh? Hold on. There. So I hope he can, chew on his little Candy Center Crunch Good Humor Bar. The Good Humor Bar, see? For dogs. He wants my nose instead, see? Anyways, let's just put him down. I gotta keep an eye on him. Adult supervision. There you go, buddy. There you go, Moppy. So, welcome everyone to my channel. The big update is Moppy's ashes were returned. And little Moppy, that's what we're gonna call him right now. Little Moppy. He's basically being whatever. He better not be bad. I gotta put a pad down somewhere. Little Moppy. See, I gotta keep an eye on this little rugrat. Anyways, so, a couple updates. This is our new buddy. He's being trained as a service dog. When he's a little older, he can take the things. Right now, he's taking liking to, I'm 3 pounds, Mom. Let me carry you carry me everywhere, please. Carry me everywhere, Mom. Carry me everywhere. Yep. Little spoiled little dog. Yeah, look at him. In 20 years, I've never had a dog that calls my own. My Blizzard, yeah, to a point, but that was my mom's dog, I think. But this one's truly mine. Look at him. Oh, yeah. Hi. Hello, everyone. My name is Moppy. Well, yep. Chloe thinks this little guy was reincarnated from Moppy 1. Maybe, but I have never seen Moppy 1 this feisty before. Look how beautiful he is. Yeah, so... anyways, just want to give you guys a short update. I want to thank one of those people who posted a comment the other day. They said something like, sorry about the loss, Rita. Yeah, well, the Colonel's okay. Look at this. Hi, I'm Colonel Doggy, and I'm here to say I want KFC. He's going to be limited to dog food, so this little guy is not going to get the treats he was supposed to. Milk bones, bad garbage. Let's see if we can get this guy to 20 years. What do you say, huh? 20-year fuzzball? Anyways, I love this guy with all my heart. Look at him. Look at him. Yeah, just like the Moppy 1. Doesn't he look cute? I'm going to take good care of this little guy, just like Moppy 1. Yeah, so anyways, my health issues are gone down the toilet. Come here, bud. Go rest, huh? Go rest. He's tired. Yep, he's taking a siesta, a snoozer. So anyways, I just want to share that with you all. So I'm happy to be here. So a couple updates is, has anyone seen the Amazon stuff? Oh my God, those pricing is getting out of hand. As a prepper, I mean, literally, before anyone asks, yes, the dog costed a lot of money. I've been working on it for a while. I knew Moppy was going to pass away, so I prepped properly. And, yeah, and so when the lady said I have a male, this, by the way, is the firstborn male of the litter, Moppy. Of course, he likes to sleep. I think that's what he likes to do. Puppies should be sleeping more. But anyways, I just thought I'd come on and say in memory of Moppy. I'm reusing its name. I finished Animal Crossing. Haven't done that today. I got about 3/4 of the way, and then I had to put in some reports. Reports aren't good. Reports are like, yeah, so anyways, the reports are what it is. I'll get to that later. But anyways, I just wanted to thank some of my followers. One of my followers was really great. She said something like, thanks, Moppy, or thanks, something or other for, yeah, thanks for letting us know. Maybe, let me see here. So I lost a couple of people. I've been on YouTube for 17 years, and yet my channel sucks. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. My channel sucks. But guess what? Let me tell you a story. So the other day I got a call from some people. Anyways, email, no niche. Thanks, no niche. Because I am so sorry, Rita. Yeah, rest in peace, Moppy. Yeah, Moppy. Where's the KFC? That's Splendor. I gotta call Chris one of these days. I've been just so busy with everything else, health issues, and so one of the things they did is they did this test thing, and they found out I have microstrokes and stress levels through the roof. They can't figure it out. They're like, oh, well, if you have so much pressure up there, we can try to see about drilling a hole in your head. Yeah, like, I really need a hole drilled in my head. Well, it could work, right? Anyway, so Chloe's my living aid right now. Fortunately, we're having some issues. And I guess I could tell you what's going on to a point. So, as you all realized, 3 years ago, you, the subscribers, I want to thank, by the way, while I'm having this time with you, I would like to say, before anyone gives me any hell, I'm going to grab me a beer. Yeah. And before my brother Ted says, well, you gave up drinking, oh, you'll see. Alright, so I'm going to drink this. Made in Ireland. It's called Guinness. Now, if you look at this, it's a blue can. What does it say? Non-alcoholic drought. Yeah. Can't get drunk on this. You'd have to drink 100 of these, and you'd be like, I drank 100 Guinness stouts, and I had to go pay. Cheers, everyone. Cheers to Moppy's new life. Who's tuckered out and sleeping again? Because, well, I should roll him up in a blankie, too. See, that's how I am. I'm one of these. When he shakes, I roll him up into a blankie. There you go, Junior Mint. Yeah. So, if Aunt Zoe's out there, I got a story for you, Zoe. Have you kept calling Moppy Junior Mint? Well, that one's Junior Mint. Yeah. So, anywho, cheers to the non-alcoholic beer. I gave it up 6 months ago. Had to go cold turkey. So, a couple questions, a couple things. If you look in that urn, Moppy's bones are shiny. I went with water cremation. It wasn't bad. What it does is it dissolves your body with like 5% alkaline and 95% water. So the 5% alkaline maximizes the potential to do it. So like for a human, it may be like 10% or 15% alkaline and 85% water. But anyways, it's an interesting concept. Now, what happens after the alkaline dissolves it? Where does it go? Does it reset it? Do they filter it out and reuse the alkaline? I have negative clue. Yeah. Anyway, so the bottom line is we got up and yesterday when we picked him up, he's a medical need. So, anyways, oh yeah, so you guys are waiting for the story. So anyways, let's just say Sister Zoe, she's out there watching this. It seems one of the neighbors, I'm not going to say much names, I can't, this is YouTube. I'm not going to get nailed for slander or defamation for something One of the neighbors here got my former apartment manager sacked, fired, canned. Yeah. Can you believe that? Before you guys say, oh, that's great. Yeah. But the thing is, the management company is dug in. They're like, oh, we didn't evict Chloe. Right. You guys. They're trying to say I did. Unfortunately, I went to this email, and there's this lady who says, we have to have a meeting to put Chloe on as a thing, right? That's because they want to break the law. They basically are literally taking people's wait lists, throwing them out the window. By the way, it's been reported. Me and my team's been reporting stuff. Throwing out the window. Now, I've learned from the best, Zoe, who was a private investigator, how to get even with people. So, anyway, so these two guys turn around. And they literally got even with the management, apparently. So, they got it. But then, the management company turns around and says, oh, well, it's fixed. What do you want, right? So, they finally find out Chloe's here. And they're like, oh, Chloe can't take care of you. Really. So, I've had APS on my door too many times. That didn't go too well. Retaliation. Then I have retaliation. So anyways, the story goes, I tell the government, I'm in a meeting, housing government pays a subsidy with the actual management. Management is under a thing. Here's 3 questions. Answer them. It goes to a higher office. Let's just say it goes higher than, let's just say throwing dirt to the wall. A Senate and a congressional inquiries. Yeah, Senate and congressional inquiries. They're all connected as inquiries, congressional. And they lie. Oh, well, so I'm stuck in the basement, rotting. My legs aren't doing too well. This is why I could really use a Zoe about now, because I could just try to move a little bit, but I had micro strokes from the stress, from everything. And the manager, they're like, oh, well, Rita likes to be a hermit. Well, anyways, there's this piece of paper out there. You can find it. Between me and Zoe. Man, I'm not going to go into details. That's not for you guys to know. Unless Zoe wants to spill it. Manager does something, puts it into a legal registry, and says in the document, which he lied, Rita likes to be a hermit, and Rita likes to be a hermit, and Rita, I'm not going to modify Rita's tenancy anytime soon. That was a Section 504 violation. See, if I needed Zoe around, I could have had Zoe as a caretaker. Yeah, my place would be clean. Of course, I would not know where my stuff is. I'm not talking about Zoe being a thief. She isn't. She's the most sweetest lady in the world. But you get the idea. What happened? So I fought and fought. I fell down a hole. Well, government's investigating, wondering why things happen. Yeah, the management company. Zoe knows the manager, or who the manager was. Use Rita's Medicare to pay for so our liability. Well, it got out eventually, and it got out for other reasons. You know, the government found out through another agency and clamped down. Management company was in a panic. So all this stuff, they say, oh, manager, we'll fire her. Well, what happens? They demand I go into a meeting, right? So anyways, I go ahead. And they're like, if Chloe's background check is clear, she can stay as your living aide. It's clear. They're pissed. They thought that Chloe had so much dirt on her, they could say, oh, we can't take a criminal. Said, I get a letter, formal letter. Dear blah, 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 we represent the apartment complex here, not the management company, right? So what happens? I finally turn around and we put in everything. Manager goes dead. Apparently mismanaging this place. Apparently she's gone 3 weeks out of 4. Running another place 200 plus miles away. Anyway. Did I get some dirt? Oh, that's that little yellow thing. That's a symbol. Okay. Thought I was looking at some dirt or some cheese. I reheated a sandwich. Not that I should be talking about that sandwich. Sandwich wasn't that healthy. But anywho, I turned around and yeah, cheers to everyone. Cheers to. Yep, he's sleeping again. He was that guy is so tuckered out. He plays for like an hour and then goes to sleep for 4. Cheers to a little rutabaga that's sleeping. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so. So we turn around, and so I fall, Medicare, blah, blah, blah. Then, as you know, fight. Manager basically tells me I'm not going to get caretaker, not going to get anything. I'm going to sign away a ground floor because I have accident, right? Accident prone, right? Oh, well, we don't have anything for. Well, there's ground floors there, ground floors over there, their portfolio is filled, right? But they're limiting me to this place. They're like, nope, we're not going to transfer you ever. Meanwhile, I hear from this lady there, we need to have all your paperwork and research in order because I'm doing a deal apparently where I get 3 homeless families in and we kick off people off the federal register list. That's what they call it, federal registry list of people waiting for 10, 15 years for 3 bedrooms. Wow. So you're going to start filling homeless people in to get the homeless population down because that's your goal. Yeah, Chloe's homeless and you're like, Chloe can be used as a slave with no rights. Really? No rights. Well, anyways, my friend Firecracker, she is a hoot. I told her about Sister Zoe and she's like, Zoe, if I ever email you, I will personally be messaging you. She's from another country and she lives here. Oh my God, she is basically the MRIV, the experimental re-entry vehicle, the 8-shot nuke launcher from Fallout 3. That's her. She literally launches, that's it. So I said to her, yeah, we got this little problem. And she's like, I'm on it. I am on it. I'm totally on it. Anyways, if you go to Instagram, you'll see. Did anyone post any comments? So, Moppy the Second for short. I posted some pictures. I guess not many people want to be interested in the schnauzer. I guess the original. So, anyway, manager turns around, gets fired. We don't have the manager's assistant managers, the daughter of the fired one, assistant manager still. They're running things. It's just a different day. And so, the assistant manager is running things because that's what they want. And they're like, oh, well, technically, so what happens? So technically, I was outside today, and one of my neighbors said it took him 6 times to research, and this lady's like, oh. So the management company, I hear from this lady, it's trying to force me to go into this area to research. Oh, well, and just in case something goes south. Really? Something goes south. Then I'm researched. For what? What do you know? Oh, I'm just saying. Really? So anyways, Firecracker turns around and I say, hey, check this out. We share intel briefing. She said, so they're basically bullying you. Mushroom cloud coming, Rita. And I'm like, she calls me Colonel. She's like, mushroom cloud coming, Colonel. So anyways, the mushroom cloud. So she literally turned around and she was pissed. So she was like, I'm going to take care of this problem now. And she did. I mean, she literally, and so my stepbrother, he's always like, oh, you're going to tell me what you're doing. I'm so bored. Anyway, so I go ahead and I go to my doctor's and I give him my children's records. And he says, hey, I know you have hearing disabilities and I just got children's hospital records. I didn't know you had congenital hearing loss for age. I didn't even know, right? So, anyways, let's see, we got Mason Camden. Hi, Camden. So, I didn't know that. So, doctor writes up a letter for my dog. Yes, little Moppy Jr. Oh, he's on the floor now. Look at that, he climbed out of his blankie. I guess he's too overheated. Let's see. Come here, bud. Let's get you back into bed, but let's brag about you once more. This is, as I call him, Moppy 2. Or Mop Jr. Moppy 2 is better. Say hello to Camden. Mason Camden. Hello. Whoop, whoop. He's only 6 weeks old, Mason. So, you gonna go back to bed, little guy? Here? Okay. Let me put you back to bed. I'm gonna drink this beer. Relax. There you go. There you go, buddy. So he's been sleeping next to me the whole time. What do you think, Mason? It's a dog you can love too, aren't you? Anyway, so I got the letter for hearing and vision because I'm falling down at night. You know, before my Moppy passed away, Skittles, I walked into a pole, walked down the side of a thing. There's a hill and there's this gravel, and I went, and I slammed one night. And this lady opened the door. Do you need me to help you? And I'm going, negative, ma'am. Thank you for asking. She's like, are you okay? And I'm going, negative, ma'am. I can't see. Pitch black out there. And I just went. Then one night I was walking, and I hear, and I went over the curb, did a backflip, slammed on my back, and I'm going, I can't see. Finally, I got out of the shrub. So, Moppy, a.k.a. Skittles, passed away, Camden. That's why he's in this little can here, next to his daddy. This is Moppy 1, Skittles. Yeah, so, he died on February 26th. We picked up a new little doggy on April 2nd. Yeah, the cute little pop there. Yeah, well, these glasses, they neutralize. So the Lions Club gave me a pair, and the frames are so crappy they broke. And then they tried to charge me $900. I told them to keep them, and I left. Recently, the doctor sent me to that guy for something, and before I could say this is what I need, he's like, oh, well, we need $1,800 out the door just to see you because the guy's greedy. I was like, forget it. So I called up this place. This place said, yeah, we do that. I said, how much? They said, well, bill your insurance. Oh, no, she died. So sorry. Moppy or Skittles was a boy. Yes, he passed away after 16 years as my service dog. This little guy here is Moppy the second. He's there. And I was just saying, Master Mason Camden. I'm sorry, Mason Camden. That Chloe's with me as my live-in caretaker. Apparently, when I sign the papers, she's going to... Well, yeah, anyways, this guy wanted $900 because he was claiming I broke him. And I was like, dude, the Lions Club paid for him, and they snapped in 3 pieces, and they're hanging. He's like, oh, it's operator error. I'm like, so I've been wearing these. I just got my other pair nose fixed so I could see. These ones are so... He's like, so I asked the... Costco the other day, Camden. I said, how much for these? He said, I can put new lenses in them, reuse these for about $50 extra. I said, then you can take these and I'll get the new lenses in them and then I'll pay the eye exam. Why? Because I love these glasses. Unfortunately, problem is the doctor tried to tell me that these had to be neutralized because, oh, they're so old, you can't use them. So, Mr. Greedy, yet again, he gives me a cheap pair of Chinese glasses. These are French frames, by the way, from France or Italy. That's why they're still in good condition, whereas he thought these were, this wasn't good. So to him it was junk. So he's like, those are junk. You can't have junk. Well, in my opinion, yeah. So where was I? Talking about him. So anyway, the manager gets fired for... I finally stood up and said, look, the manager is a bad person. She does bad things. And she hurt me. She hurt me. She held me against my will. She forced, and it's true. So in the end, they turned around and they said, oh, so, Camden, your question? Chloe's from me. She's in the other room as my living caretaker. She doesn't have any rights. That's the thing. She gets all her money and she has negative rights. But I have micro strokes. And by the way, his beer is non-alcoholic. I gave up alcohol, and doesn't taste like Guinness. So that keeps me from drinking excessively, but at the same time, I'm an old lady. So I'm an old lady. I can drink. I like non-alcoholic, but anyways, doctor's very greedy. So Chloe's with me. She's my caretaker. She's taking care of me. I don't know what dinner is tonight. I haven't asked her. She makes a good mean fried ramen. Of course, that's when my tummy's working. My tum-tum's not working half the time. They're trying to get to the bottom of it. Are you too fat? Do you have cancer? We have to test you for more stuff. Fell down the stairs the other day. Chloe picked me up. Oh my god, my back's been stiffer than a damn board. And my head's like... And they're like, oh yes, you have too much salt in your system. Really? Too much salt. Interesting, eh? So they're saying high stress level from that. And then they're like, well, your brain needs more water. Maybe if you drink more water and less whatever, your brain would mellow out. And they did an MRI of my brain. My growth strokes. Yeah, well, guess what? That's because of the issues at hand. Anyways, I'm still around. Someone asked me what was it, last night, if I was okay. Kept going around circles on the ferry. I was fine. I looked at this lady. She said, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, why? She's like, well, mentally you sound good, but you were going around and round and round on the ferry. No, Chloe's in the car. And I was like, oh, yeah. Then I was like, yeah. Turns out, funny story. I couldn't find the elevator. Yeah. Because they had a different boat. So it was a different boat and the elevator was here and then that. And I finally found it. It was like, the hell with this. Because we usually park with the bathroom thing. But anyways, so my dog's been deemed a service dog. So I had my primary care write a letter. Vision, hearing, PTSD. That's what I have. My therapist wrote one, PTSD. And my vision doctor wrote one. And I submitted it to the management. They're like, oh, well, we have to look over this, and we have to do that, and we got to do this, and we got to do that. Well, anyways, turns out there's something really fishy going on, and my nose is the scent of a bloodhound. Do you smell that, Zoe? I'm not talking about Zoe, my best friend. I'm talking about doing a funny skit here. I sense, you ready for this, peeps? There's something coming down the pipe because every time some dill-wadded jackboot says something, you gotta analyze it. I run it through like 4 AIs, right? One AI I ran through, another AI, and my stepbrother's like, oh, I use AI. I got a project I'm working on tonight, which means I go on Animal Crossing in a bit. But anyways, the weekend's around the corner, so I get to play my games. I get to rest. When I get a chance, you gotta remember, I got this little baby here. I gotta keep an eye, and I got plenty of, my family sent me like 24 jars and spray cans of spot remover. It's got a little brush, like, so, yeah, so anyways, little dog's been, yeah. He went on the linoleum, I cleaned it up, I put we made for potty pads. I took him out 3 times, you know. AI is the end of the world. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, literally, an AI is stupid, Mason. I mean, literally, you ask it a question. Oh, yeah, I think you could win easy with this case. All you gotta do, and you do it right. Like my stepbrother, I'm not gonna go into details, but he's got this case he's working on for like 4 years. It's like Social Security thing, right? Does everything by the book, and they're like, nope, can't have it. Negative, nonka, negative, zip, zap, zilch. I bet you it'll be the same thing. Yeah, I mean, my adopted brother, Ted, his dad died recently. I don't want to go into details, but there's a lot of complications with that. Dad died, inheritance. Me. So I'm like, yeah. And then you see, and then recently I was doing some research, right? Anyways, I'll tell you this story. So, anyways. So, So, for some of you curious, Moppy was in the kitchen for Skittles for a couple days. Didn't want to move, didn't want to eat. I took him out to the bathroom. Then last night he was with me, went all over the linoleum. I cleaned it up, cleaned him up, gave him a light bath, washed him up, dried him. He was fine with it. He laid in bed. He whimpered a bit. Around 8:40 in the morning, he passed away. Yes, well, Chloe should. I'll probably cook it. I'll get help. She can make the sides. I'm doing a ham for Easter. Chloe needs the cookies. Or yeah, Chloe should. But you think Chloe will? I mean, literally, she makes lunches and dinners. And usually, sometimes the government's like asking her, "Oh, well, you're Rita's caretaker. Have you made her lunch today?" And Chloe's like, "When I ask Rita if Rita wants lunch, she says I'll get it myself." Sometimes yes, sometimes no. The problem is it just depends on my mood. Like today, I was sitting there and I had like reports after reports after reports, government things I had to report because we're living in an area where there's so much fraud, waste, and abuse, Camden. I mean, they go and give Chloe the rosy red boot and then turn around and be like, and then when you do drop stuff like firecracker, she did so much. They're like, so, yeah. And then on top of that, it's like, I don't know. But anyway, so anyways, I got all these letters, and the management comes like, "Oh, we have to review this. We have to review this, review that." Really? So you got to review this, right? So anyways, the management company turns around and doesn't want to talk to me because I said, "Look, you get options. You either let me have my dog. You pay the hearing aids every 7 to 10 years, right?" They stopped talking. I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine. Well, anyways, I get this message, and this lady's like, "I'm going to get you restarted on Monday. You're going to be there." And I'm like, "No, I'm not. You'll see you're ramming it down your throat." So I tell Firecracker. Firecracker goes, "Don't worry. Nuclear knockout 9.0 is on board." So she goes and she strikes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 areas. Basically, 8 bomber. And goes, "Well, job is done." Thing is she's pissed because she doesn't like her beloved Chloe being targeted. I mean, literally, Chloe can live here free of charge, and they'll be like, "Oh, we're gonna need a letter from your doctor once a year." Really, once a year? That's amazing. So you're researching me 2 months before my research because Chloe. First, they're like, "Oh, Chloe's gonna be added to the lease." They don't want to add Chloe to the lease. Then secondly, they're like, "Oh, Chloe's not going to be added to the lease. She's going to be as a live-in aid." And then on top of that, we can do inspections anytime. Right. Well, anyways, this lady's like, "Oh, well, this is how we're going to do it." And I'm like, right. So, anyways, it was like, so, it was kind of like the funky. It's like, so anyways, I was like, so my buddy, she's like, yeah, they're basically trying to cut out the wait list by giving people units that they don't qualify for because they didn't apply. And if they applied, oh well, these homeless people come first. Really? I didn't know homeless family people come first. That's amazing. You have Walmart or Target on the island? Nope. We went to Walmart yesterday, actually. Picked up a ham there. It was like 10-pound ham for like $20. It's one of those Walmart brand hams. I was like, yeah, we'll take that. Because, well, as you probably well aware, Mason, it's expensive. I mean, you wouldn't believe how much a dog costs nowadays. I remember in the 80s, you just sit there and be like, "Yeah, my mom's going to let me have 2 of your doggies," to drive out and be like, "Here you go." Dunk. And drive away, and you're like, your mom's there, like, eventually, stepdad's like, "I'm taking these mutts," and you never see me. And now it's like, at my age, I'm like, so I got this puppy. Yeah, so the thing is it was expensive. But anyways, let me just tell you a story. So I'm interested in watching a little history. Movies. Food expense. Yeah, no kidding. $20 for a ham. I mean, literally, my deep freezer's been literally being emptied slowly. So Chloe opened it the other day. She goes, "Oh, well, I guess we're going to have to fill it between May and December. I'm like, we should freeze it because I've been living off of that. I got all my preps. You should see my pantry. You open the door and there's like stacks of cans all the way up here. And I'm just like, oh, green beans. And it's like an assortment, you can just look at them and be like, oh, green beans are here. And so Chloe's like, I got to go rotate it out. I'm like, yeah. And that's the thing. When you turn around and you say rotate, Chloe's like, I'll do it when I do it. But the thing is I'm not trying to be a little Chloe. That's why they want her out. They think Chloe's fat, lazy, and is only in it for a free ride. Now, can you believe that about these people? I mean, I've had some health issues, some very bad health issues, and I mean, the one night I had this like seizure type thing, and they're like, "Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. We need to schedule you an endoscopy and a colonoscopy." And so they're demanding. Finally, I just said to this lady, "Sorry, not doing it." So she bills me like $900. I said, "Here you go." And she's like, "I don't take financial aid." Well, she's like, "I can go." And I'm like, "Whatever." So in the end, I took it. That's why I agree with Mason. They're greedy. Then I got this scan right from the emergency room. Your emergency bill is paid off. Okay, then what's this? The scanning machine that they wanted at $1,200. Why isn't my insurance paying? Because your insurance doesn't cover CAT scans, CTs, PET scans. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at him. So anyways, he's so cute. Yeah, so food expensive? No kidding. Anyways, and then you go out to eat from time to time? Oh my god. That's just so damn expensive too, I tell you. Other day I went in there and they're like, the cheapest was like $6 for nuggets. I was like, I'll take 20 nuggets, please, and some sweet and sour sauce. That's all I can afford. You look at the menu and you're like, oh, that looks good. Like, Chloe took me to lunch yesterday. And she's like, I got you this French dip royale from Arby's. We got the meat. Oh my god. That thing is a giant salt bomb. I'm like, and my driver who drove me to get moppy, she's like, are you alright? I'm like, I'll take another one of those. Yeah, I'll take another one of those. And she saw me drink so much water, And I was like, yeah, So I drank so much water, my friends. And in the end, then I went and then Chloe's like, oh, it's dinner time. Let's get something at McDonald's. Oh my god. So the last time I got this burger, I was like, great burger, that guy says, oh yeah, okay, so it goes and makes it this time. It looked like a slop on a bun. I mean, it was one of those big arches, and it's just all the sauce. I mean, it was like light sauce, please, and the thing's all floating. I'm like, so I was like eating it one piece at a time, and the guy's like, is there a problem? Yeah, there's too much freaking meat here. And they're like, that's what the thing is. And I was like, too much sauce. He's like, how much sauce? He's looking at it, and he sees the sauce from the bun to the patties to everything. And he's looking at it going, oh my god. And it's just like, so finally I was like, this needs to be with a knife and fork. Yeah, I don't like the big arch is just too messy. Now, if you reheat it, it's probably good. But anyways, that Royale sandwich, that French dip Royale. So then, Chloe and I were yesterday, because we were getting the dog, so we went and got some food. So I tried the other Arby's thing, the beef and Swiss or whatever it's called, the French dip and Swiss. Salty. It's like they must use the most saltiest cheese in the world. Quarter Pounder's better? Yeah, probably. I mean, the Big Mac's better too, but this one, I saw one guy say, oh, just can you lightly do the mac sauce? And the thing looked like it was mac sauce exploding from the bun to the condiments to everything all the way down and then between the three pieces of bread. And I was like, so it's got to be this guy who's like, oh, more sauce is good. I'm sorry. I knew this kid in school. I was in special ed. The kid would sit there and they had to convince him not to use so much barbecue sauce. He'd be like, and his entire plate, his entire tray was just filled with barbecue sauce. I feel like I had to go outside half the time because I just didn't want to deal with it. Yeah. Anyways, that is what it is. But a lot of those kids pass away from disabilities and ailments, and I'm up there where I'm like, yeah, I better get off my lazy butt one of these days and get moving. So today I've been going out more, and then manager, you can't go out, you have problems walking. Yeah, I have problems walking. Problem is my back's basically cracked. I'm severely in pain, but I got this little guy, a little nugget here that needs to use the toilet. So what's he gonna be? You let him on the potty pad and let him do it, and then have some old bag complain about the smell. Where does the new moppy sleep? Right here. See where my finger is pointing? He sleeps right on that ridge. I'll show you. So the camera's here, and my finger's right there. So if you move down a bit, he's right there, snoozing away. A little snoozer boy. Where does the new moppy sleep? The new moppy sleeps, and when he gets older, I want him to sleep on my bed. But right now, he's so tiny, I don't want to whimper in the middle of the night when I roll over. So he's a priority right now, aren't you, Moppy? See, let me show you what I do. See, look at this. So light. He's right in here. See? Hi. See? Oh, hi, baby. Yeah, your other toys are in here too. So, of course, he likes to eat Mama's hair. Where does the new Moppy sleep? Well, the new Moppy sleeps where he's using the old Moppy's bed. We're poor, so we have to reuse what we have. But in the end, he's just so blessed. Yes. So, anyways, so I got all this stuff going on, right? So I'm sitting around, I'm trying to finish my Animal Crossing. I didn't get it done all the way. I got fruits to pick and stuff, and then, yeah, and I checked the night turnip prices. And then I got this hankering, you know. Chloe says, well, you got all these health issues, use a game. Which, by the way, you guys haven't seen this or heard about it, but we have a Ryzen 9 gaming rig. Look at that. Doesn't that look cool? I wouldn't turn it on with a dog in there, though, because of the fans. But guess what? That is really cool. I mean, the thing is, I wouldn't even think about it. But that's why I'm just saying, you know, the dog, keep him out of it. You know, if you have a little dog like that, you do not want him climbing into your computer. Maybe warm, but those fans will do a number on a dog. And I do not want to see him grind it up in there. And frankly, he is just too adorable. So, anyways, we have a gaming Ryzen 9 here and a Ryzen 9 in the office. We have other computers too. One of the things I was going to say is, has anyone seen the pricing on Amazon lately for computers? Oh my God, I was following some that were like $5.99. And all of a sudden, I love talking prices. It's one of my hobbies. All of a sudden, the other day, Chloe says to me, we need to get some more technology. I'm like, we got plenty. And she's like, well, I think we need... So, like, I have a Dell, right? My stepbrother Ted's always, dude, you're getting a Dell. Dude, you're getting a Dell. So anyways, the other day, I was talking to Ted about Dells, right? And there's this Dell. It's a 16-inch Dell laptop. And it was $5.99 on sale, right? Shipped and sold by Amazon. So the other day I looked at it, and this is a Ryzen 7, not a Ryzen 9. Went up from $5.99 to $9.49. I'm looking at it right now. $9.49. And someone says, well, I think it has to do with the president's tariffs. Really? Well, anyways, has anyone seen that deal where the deal is on how you have the computers, right? And everyone's like, oh, well, we can't afford it. Well, the other day my dad turns around and says, oh, I'm going to get me a computer, right? He's got one of these like extra large tower computers. He got like $50. Some guy knew he cleaned him up when he's a mason, so he gave him one. Thing's huge, right? Huge computer. Anyway, so he turns around. Anyways, he turns around and he gets this computer and he's bragging, "Yeah, Rude, I got this computer, right? 15 years I used it, but won't upgrade to Windows 11. And I said, well, it sucks to be used. Most people turn it into a Linux. And dear old Dad says, well, I don't want to use Linux, right? Linux stinks. You know, he's a programmer. So I said, well, so anyways, I was talking to someone, and someone said, oh, yeah, computers are this, right? Anyways, I talked to a guy, and I said, hey, to ask the question one day, I said, what if I decided, just for kicks, that I needed to buy a computer, right? And I needed not something for travel, right? He said, okay. I said, what if I have a Windows computer, right? Batteries were replaced, hard as hell to do. And RAM's been upgraded, right? Everything's maxed out. And yet, they're telling me the battery's going to get harder and harder, right? Anyways. Hey, Sam, good to see you. Good to see my moderator. Better show Sam the present while I have it. Come here, bud. Come here. Oh, you want to say hello to Sam? Don't grunt at me, Grumpy. Come here, say hello to Sam. Say hello to Sam. Sam, say hello to Moppy the second, 6-week-old miniature schnauzer, service dog. Hi. What's up? Sleepy? Huh? Say hello to Sam. Hello, Sam. Hi. Oh, everything on chat as well. Yeah, we should do Discord or Zoom sometime, Sam. Say hello to Sam. Look at him. Did I disturb you? Yeah, so Moppy 1 passed away this year, and after 16 years, you remember Aaron's baby. So I decided to get my own baby. Hi. Hi. Don't eat Mama's nose. You're always trying to eat Mama's nose. Yes. Come here, bud. There you go, buddy. It's sleepy. Anyways, the little baby as well. Anyways, I was doing a video. I don't do it that often, Sam. Here you go. Moppy 1. Yeah. I melted with him. Yes. Everyone loves him. He is adorable. He is. Good to see you, Sam. Good to see you. How have you been? So anyways, as you all know, Chloe is my living aid. And that government's like, oh, you gotta do this and do that. And it's like, yeah, well, we've been fighting the housing department, the USDA, the management company, and recently we get this letter. We have moved out of this office and we're at this office temporary. Anyways, because we're at this office temporary, please drop rents up. Negative company letterhead or nothing. Yeah. So I was like, sounds like that. And then the other day I complained to an advocate here on the island. I said, hey, what happened to the what do you call it? The rent thingy. They sent a note out to everyone. Please pay your rent here. Again, negative company letterhead or nothing. So I was like, eh. So anyways, as I was telling Camden, Sam, I have 3 letters from 3 professionals making my new dog, my service dog again. And the management company, we have to review this indefinitely. Well, review this. That's what I said to them. I gave them the bird. Actually, I said something so nuclear that they stopped talking. So anyway, I turned around and told Firecracker. I said, yeah, I should see what Firecracker lives in another building on the island by the same management company. I said, yeah, they're literally doing something because we have a company with letterheads. And anyways, they turn around and she goes, hey, about time you guys got Chloe, but you guys basically violated a congressional inquiry. You violated this, you violated that, you did this, you did that. You can't talk to Rita, and now you're sending the manager with an advocate from the island to tie up the deal because you guys can't talk to her. And then all of a sudden, the advocate's like, oh, you shouldn't be putting in so many complaints, Rita. I'm sorry, but the Office of Inspector General would like to know where you, you Sam, and you Mason, where the F your tax dollars is going when you got a guy funneling, some guy on the property living high off the hog, stealing and smoking drugs, and we're stuck here being like, so yeah, I mean, they're like, oh well, and then the management company, I mean, come on, the management company's doing something shady. We all know that one. Our truck was stolen. Wonderful Moppy should be. Wonderful Moppy 2 should be. Moppy was a legendary. Yeah, he was, Sam. He was a legend. I mean, literally, that guy. I mean, I love telling the stories when he was with Aaron. Aaron come out. So, hon, you ready to have Christmas dinner? And I'd be like, oh yeah, prime rib. He'd look over Moppy like, can I have some more, Dad? He'd look at Moppy and he'd be like, Moppy, that might have been like a 2-pound king cut. And I'd be like, with your belly 3 pounds. Where is it, Moppy? Like, can I have some more, Dad? Oh my God, Moppy was a legend. Or that one time I came out of the bathroom and it was like prime rib stealing. Honey, where's my bratwurst? It's on your plate. Were you paying attention to the game or were you paying attention to the dog? The game. Well, where's my bratwurst? He looks down and sees Moppy. Can I have some more, Dad? He gets off the game, goes and gets me a pizza. I mean, that's how gentleman Aaron was. I mean, literally, he was like, no treats for you, Moppy, for 3 months. My dog, he's like, hey, Dad, can I have some treats? Yeah, here you go, Blizzard. But, oh, my God. When Moppy died, he died of lymphoma, by the way. 29 days it took to kill him. We gave him the best last 30 days of his life tax dollars, isn't it? I mean, literally. I had a lady today, right? Well, yesterday, Sam. She's like, well, anyways, your stuff is not important, Rita. We got 3 homeless families that need those large units, and we're going to fill them. We're certifying them first. So I emailed Sam. The taxpayers shouldn't be wasting their money on 3 people when we got 32 people on a wait list for 3 bedrooms, and you're just basically taking the 3 families that are homeless on this island and putting them first. Unless they have priority vouchers, they can be on the damn bottom of the list. Oh, well, they're so homeless, Rita. We have to look after them. Really? Cry me a river when you basically said that to Chloe, where she spent 3 years in homeless shelters. And what it was the lesson you wanted to teach her. See, that's my true voice coming out. And I was like, She's like, well, you have to get restarted, and you have to restart Monday, and I'm going to do it for you. And so I told Firecracker, and she's like, MRIV, multi-reentry experimental vehicle. You know, like in Fallout 3, the 8-shot Fat Man bomb launcher. And she's like, MRIV coming through. So I said to Firecracker. Gee, that's going to be nice. She said, don't worry. Management company knows. And the management company has to tell the manager. The manager has to tell this advocate, because the advocate, I'll be here. I'm taking a day to come and work this out before something else happens, Rita. I'm like, what's going to happen? Well, yeah, the management company is so much in shambles. They're trying to clean it up. And I'm like, dude, that's trash. Yeah, exactly. So this lady, I was like, hey, there's 51 OIGs. You think I give a damn? Well, you got to stop firing OIGs. I'm like, oh, Firecracker. All right, another OIG going out. Because this is considered retaliating against a whistleblower. I mean, you can't turn around and tell an OIG person you can't do that because they're filing 15 years on a list. Someone's been waiting 15 years for 3 bedroom. It's like, oh, sorry. And now they have all this evidence and they're going. So the management companies, they're not management companies like taking the trash out. So one of the things I asked for in my like congressional inquiry type thing was tenant file, because I want to know what happened, right? You can't have it. lawyer sent me a letter stating I can have it. Oh, you can't have it. Really? Now, they were literally basically saying, well, we'll research you, but you're not getting your tenant file. I said, okay. So Firecracker was like, oh, ID 99 been sent. And I'm like, how many do you have? She says, don't ask. I'm keeping tally and it ain't good. And I'm like, well, if Firecracker, if you have that many. She's like, Dynamite's got that many more. What? Dynamite? She's TNT. She's Dynamite. Yeah, that's Dynamite's in the other building. She's been dropping them like crazy, and I'm sitting there going, I mean, literally, the taxpayers are basically, what they're trying to do is management companies basically lied to a congressional inquiry. Then they basically saying everything's great, and you guys got drug users. And they're like, oh, it costs money to evict the drug users. I mean, I'm sorry to say, Mason, but if you ever watch my older channels when Sam was around as moderator, Sam could tell you. She knew my husband and his temperament and humor was like, oh. So we're helping the alcoholics and drug users first. And then she's like, we got too many homeless people and elderly that need taken care of. Then advocate for them. Don't just sit your thumb up your butt being like, that's trash. This is just wrong how they act. Oh, I know. I mean, they're like, they email me, we got 3 homeless families that need it, Rita. Why are you challenging it? Oh, Firecracker, here's some more intel. All right, nuclear Armageddon 9.999. I mean, literally, Firecracker, with what the manager has done to me, I mean, literally, the manager tried to force me to sign off my disability rights, sign away all my rights being disabled. I didn't do it. I was like, Eventually, she got canned because one tenant was like, we ain't going there. And that tenant literally left me a document stating on my flip phone, there's going to be hell to pay, Chloe, and I'm the one that, their ass is grass and I'm the lawnmower. What was it about? She literally said during COVID, they evicted Chloe and kept a criminal. That's been a proven fact. People are now looking, going, yeah. Even Sam knew about Chloe being evicted. She was evicted wrongly. They transferred us from Moses Lake out here. And yet, they transferred her. All of a sudden, yeah, now the management company's like, oh, we need to have... So this advocate lady, I just figured you wanted to have a meeting with the manager and me in the conference room here because it's bigger. The office is too tiny. You know the office is tiny. I was like, I didn't authorize this. By the way, Sam, if I remember correctly, you're a former nurse. Yeah, they diagnosed my brain with a few things. High blood pressure, high stroke pressure, mini strokes. Anyways, that's why I got Chloe as caretaker. Of course, her food's not doing me any good. I mean, look at me. I'm a chubster. The other day, she's like, here, try this new burrito making with my new burrito seasoning. I ate 3 of them. I'm like, hey, dude, these are Mondo burritos. I mean, if they remember you were a veteran, right? By the way, Talking Heads. Yep, he was on point. Talking Heads. Oh, yeah, which reminds me, a funny joke. I'm not a... Well, I can't say I'm not a veteran, but, But anyways, I am been commissioned by the Kentucky governor of Kentucky, Sam, as a Kentucky colonel, which means I hold the honorary rank of colonel for the rest of my life, which means I'm a full-birded colonel. Way to go, me. Now I'm just way up there with Colonel Sanders, but I don't have a chicken recipe. I have Aaron's steak recipe. Maybe that will make me the famous extra colonel, too. I mean it. You remember you were a veteran, right? And they don't care about people. We are just numbers. Oh, exactly. I mean, think about it. They turn around, they sit there and say, oh, the guy in the drug-dealing, doper, pothead alcoholic is in a 3-bedroom for 30 years. We don't want to waste the money to evict him. Yet he's violating the federal government. And then, and by the way, people, I do not say this lightly, so don't take it wrong. And if the government's watching this, I don't support it. But when you make threats against higher government authorities, like Chloe did at one time, pay attention here. you're supposed to be investigated. And then you're supposed to be, Sam knows about the thing. Sam was probably there when she watched the videos back in the past. You're supposed to be investigated. And you're supposed to basically have your weapons taken away. Instead, this guy puts a knife in the American flag, says, F America, F. I'm going to let you think about that. And I hope both of them goes, right? And there's a knife on the lawn of the American flag. What did the sheriff do? Oh, that's First Rights Amendment. What's the management company? Oh, well, if you did it, Rito, we'd evict you immediately. But that guy, he's just a loon. Yeah, they didn't want to get themselves capped with a 12 gauge in the butt, apparently. They're like, he may have guns, but, we can't trust that. Yeah. Damn, I missed you guys. I missed you too, Sam. It's been a long time. Anyways, I gave up drinking, Sam, so I will not be touching it ever again. My stomach went to crap. So what I drink now is non-alcoholic beer, and let me tell you, this Guinness Zero does not taste like a stout. But I can basically say I'm still alive. My stomach went to hell. They're claiming, what was it they said? Something. That's two differences. One's inflammation, and the other one they have to start cutting sections out or something. It's not Crohn's disease. One of the moderators are Crohn's disease. I think it was something else. Yeah, remember. What is it exactly? Anyways, so they say, oh yeah, so the doctors at the hospital the other day, they tried to bill me for a colon cancer screening for an MRI, a pancreatic cancer, and a stomach cancer, and brain cancer. I'm like, yeah, like my insurance is going to be paying for 4 MRIs. Come on, dude. Oh, well, we got to get to the bottom of it. Yeah, diverticulosis. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm not at the itis stage yet, but thank you, Sam. She used to be a nurse. Yeah, so thank you, Sam. Yeah, so they said you have diverticulitis. And I was like, yeah. So anyways, and they said, so they tried to force me to get a colon screening early, and I was like, Medicare ain't paying for that. I still got 7 years ago, so I have diverticulitis. I had a friend of mine that had that too. I stand freedom of speech should not be. Yeah, I agree completely. By the way, everyone, Sam's from Texas, so I have to agree with my Texas cousin down there, Sam. Yeah, by the way, my cousin Dinky's, I think she's down in Texas too, I think, if not mistaken, somewhere. My aunt messaged me the other day. Anyways, I agree completely with that statement. You don't put American flag on the lawn and put a knife in it and be like, hey man, I hate America because, well, I'm a drunken alcoholic and we got this president. Who cares? Who the heck cares? Look, when you vote as a peon. You don't vote as a person that has something. I knew one guy, one of my buddies who's a moderator, he's like, oh, I voted so I could save my mom's house. How's that working out for you? I mean, and Rita, it's support. Yeah, I have it too. Yeah, so the doctor's doing an endoscopy again. I'm at my 3-year mark. He wants to find out what's wrong with his stomach. If that doesn't work well, then they did this MRI thingy recently with my brain. They got me in at 25 minutes. It was like 45 to an hour for all the scans. But anyways, the funny thing goes, Sam. Doctor says, oh, micro strokes. And your brain has got like so much fluid. And I fell recently. Oh, you got to hear this story, said everyone. So I fell the other day walking up the stairs. I'm in the basement. I've asked for a ground floor. They're like, no, you can't have one for yours. You're going to rot and die. Anyways, I had APS come to my door the other day. Did the management say something about you rotting and dying? The sheriff called about that too because he was opening up the APS thing. Yeah, she did. So it's rot and die. Chloe was a witness. Anyway, so I fell down, whacked my head. And I told the management company, I'm going to go to the hospital. I need your liability insurance. I have to have your liability insurance because I fell. So I got this camera at my door. I'll show you the camera, right? Sam's probably seen it in previous videos. I got this camera, right? Aimed at my door. Anyways, funny story, right? So I have like the Pro plan, but I don't have the Pro Plus plan, so I don't get like I could watch live, but I can't actually get it except stills, right? So I got stills. Anyways, funny story goes is there's a guy outside my door. You can see that. And he's sitting there in my kitchen window. And he's sitting there because I fell and I have to go to the top. Landed on my back. Whacked my head. And I told my driver, and she's like, well, I told this doctor this when I had they're checking my feet. And he says, oh, you had this accident last year. I said, yeah, I fell in a hole. Manager basically made me sign a piece of paper, not telling me what it is to protect their liabilities. He says, oh, did you report it to Medicare? Someone did. The HHS OIG's investigating. That's why the management's scared. Anyway, so I tell the management lady, head higher ups about the dog thing today. Fell, on a leaf. You need to fix it. Like 24 hours later, they turned around and they sucked it up. So I sent it to Firecracker. Hey, look at this. There's a guy with a freaking leaf blower right there on camera. He's like, all right, the nuclear bomb, 99.6. And I mean, literally, she's just like, she went to town. She's like, so the boyo basically turned around and was using a leaf blower with a vacuum attachment to suck the leaves up, but they didn't help you. No. So neighbor asked me today, hey, I heard something the other day. Are you all right? And I'm going, yeah, I can barely walk. My back's killing me. And I'm like, I got to go upstairs and downstairs, and I got this little pupper. Well, everyone loves a pupper. People don't know. So I fell, and I told the manager to come. They didn't even reply. That was the end of the conversation. It's like, I fell. You guys need to give me your liability insurance. Nothing. So I was like, okay, it doesn't matter to me. I'll just send another report to the OIG. Well, this doctor looked at me, and he says, you fell in this hole, like this way, right? And he said, your pressure, the way you did it with your feet, has damaged your nerves. And he says you're going up 14 steps downstairs, 14 steps upstairs to walk moppy has damaged your feet. So your feet's tingling. And he said your plantar fasciitis is partly from it, but it's mostly because you have to walk upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, downstairs, taking your dog. And he said the nerves are dead. He says if you're in severe pain, then the nerves is dead. Yeah. And he's like, you need a neurologist. Well, they did the tuning fork thing where like, you're like, how does that feel? Uh-oh. I see a little biscuit, Bronny. You tinkled right there. Come here. Let me clean this up, little guy. Come on. You're going to make Mama work now? Work for my beer? Come on, dude. You little dog. You have to go right there. Out of all the places, you had to go right there. At least it's on an old one. Still, let me put a poo pad there. So you don't think about going there again, son. Little dog. Here. So we don't have the problem. I will grab a poo pad from this Costco box we bought. And man, you had a beer fall out of the trash can. It's an empty beer can, son. There. Look, see this? You're gonna go poo poo. Then pee-pee. Then let me put this down around so I don't have to use paper towels. They cost money, you little guy. And besides, when will you learn? When the breeder was around, you had negative problems. And now that the breeder ain't around, you're thinking, this will be fine. Here, see this? Here, see this? Can you follow the path? I put 4 of them down on the floor. Can't you use these? Huh? Little guy, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, let's clean you up. Time to clean the little doggy up. Okay. I take you out and you don't want to go to the bathroom. Okay, here we go. See how much Mama's got to do for this little guy? Document everything. Oh, I've been documenting everything. Like today, let me tell you a story about that. What do you think, Sam? Say hello to nephew Moppy. Say hello to Aunt Sam. Hello, Aunt Sam. Sorry, Mom. I had to go. It's okay. It's on. We put a pee pad down there. Next time, use it. Okay? Here you go, buddy. Now, can I finish my beer, son? I'm taking care of you. Mm-hmm. Hold on a sec. Hold on. Let's see if Chloe will take care of you for a bit. Third time. I got a little wandering forever. Hey! What's going on? Yes. Anyways, I don't get on that often, people, but anyways, let me turn my light on over here. So you can see I got a light in the corner. There we go. See, I like to make my place a little homey now. Of course. Yeah, I gotta keep an eye on the doggy. Sweetest little baby. Yeah, you see, people say to me, well, if the dog pees, you whack him. You don't whack a dog. You don't, are you okay? Not really. My back's been just like today I had to sit at the computer for a while, and anyways, it was like, and then I get the report out, right? And then I tell Firecracker, hey, did you see that email? And she said, oh, yeah, let me handle it too. So she sent it. Anyways, they're trying to mediate for me because the management company can't mediate because apparently they can't talk to a whistleblower, and the federal government can't talk to me because I'm a whistleblower. So let's just use this third party to handle it. So she's like, oh, can I just slow down on the whistleblowing? Otherwise, someone's going to be hurt. Really? So you want to screw over the taxpayers so you can strip people of their 3-bedroom wait list. Chloe's on a wait list, and she's like, well, Chloe's got you right now, and as long as she does her job, she's got a roof over her head. Oh, really? So you're basically threatening Chloe. So Firecracker's like, I'll take care of this. Because thing is, you can't just turn around and mediate when I didn't ask for mediation. And then she says, wow, the manager is going to be gone for 3 weeks. Oh, isn't that amazing? The manager comes in here, does a little paperwork, leaves for 3 weeks. Leaving the assistant manager, who's the former manager, who told me I couldn't leave until I signed my rights away, which I didn't. And then the other tenant got her fired. And now we got her daughter who's like, oh God, you screw with me, I'm going to screw with you. Go for it. Meanwhile, the lady stays away from me. Meanwhile, we still got drug addicts, pot smokers. Apparently pot's, even though it's legal in the state, we can smoke in the apartment complex because they don't care. So the other day I said to the manager, well, I think I'll start doing cigar reviews in my apartment. Now, Sam knows when I do that, I'm being sarcastic. Oh, you know that, I'll bet you. Really? So what if I go get me a giant big old doobie like this big? Yeah. Sam knows. She's seen me a few times, I think, on YouTube, smoking the big gonkies. The big gonkies. We're talking about the big gonkies, the big honkies, the big bigs. Oh, yeah, whatever. I got like 3 emails. Your Google subscription, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Yeah, it's because my card's locked. So, greedy people, I locked it temporary so I can go pay the rest of my bills. And so they're like, your Google subscription, I don't care. I'll reinstate it when I'm ready, okay? And they were like, oh, you're going to lose your storage. What storage? I don't use any storage. I got less storage than greedy companies. And it's like, oh, we need your money. Well, you can cancel my subscription because you ain't getting my money. See, I learned that you lock your card. Anyways, so I was telling the manager, I'll smoke one of those big old ganji cigars. You know, we can smoke weed. I'll just pack up one of those giant stoves. Like, the big 80 ringers or 70 ringers. Sam knows I'm not. Oh, yeah, man. Hey, Sam, pass the doobie. Not smoking a cigar. We're smoking a large log. Even Aaron would do that just to be. Sam knows Aaron. Yeah, he would have done it too. Yeah, they're claiming I'm having neuropathy from my head to my thing. So one night I was walking along, Sam, and I was in bed and I was taking care of baby Moppy, not the little one. I'm talking about the one that passed away, Skittles. In my body, I felt this electrical shock, and I was like, "What?" I wasn't drugged or anything. I fell backwards, and I just needed to rest. I woke up like 6 hours later, going, "What the hell was that?" Dad says, "Oh, pinched nerve in your neck," which I do have pinched nerves in my neck and pinched backs and fused discs and whatever. It's like so. And apparently my neck, something I was talking about, my neck, from the spine down, Sam, you're a nurse, so you'd understand it. Apparently it's narrowing. And they're like, your kyphosis and scoliosis is narrowing. And I'm like, will that mean I need a wheelchair? Well, maybe you'll be crippled for life. Oh, yeah, crippled for life. Neuropathy. So they're telling me I have neuropathy in the feet from falling, but sometimes I'm numb, but my legs are completely, my feet are numb. So when I walk, I said, dude, I got new shoes, and that doesn't work. They're like, maybe your shoes are too tight. So then I have this funny headache. Remember when Aaron was alive, he's like, I got this funny headache. Well, I got one similar, right? They're telling me it's massive hypertension and mini strokes, and it feels like this pressure up here. Doctor says, oh, we could drill a hole and then release it. Do I really want to have a hole drilled into my head for some reason because they're claiming that I have this thing? And they're like, oh, your problem is because of your eyes. Your eyes are causing something that's causing fluid in your brain. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'd like to hear someone that can explain that to me. How am I getting fluid on the brain? Dad's like, well, why don't you just admit one day you'll be dead? Yeah. So then they nod. They're like, oh, have you been taking Tylenol? We don't recommend ibuprofen. Yeah, Tylenol doesn't work. So they're like, oh, it's an eye thing. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah. Let me look it up. It's like something weird. They're like, oh, your eyeball problem is this and that, and anyways, I'm like, okay, so I have this eyeball problem doodad thing, and you guys can't tell me what's wrong. Hold on, let me move this temporary so I can get to a tab real quick. So they're telling me I have this thingy, right? Anyways. And my stepbrother, Ted, he's like, you need to talk about this stuff on video. I'm kind of wondering what you're doing, why you're doing now. Anyways, it was something they said to me. So I was like, whatever. So anyways, turns out that this thingy from the chart, right? I love how they have that like my chart thing where you can look up things. I tried to sign up for one place and they're just like, oh, your information's wrong. I'm like, I want my file, you jack-offs. So I requested it and they're just going to send me a copy in the mail. I was like, yeah, if you're not going to let me in to look at my own notes, there's a problem. So anyways. So I was, so they were talking about this referral thing, right? And they're sending me to an eyeball specialist because with my thingy, it was cervical scan, and they're like, it's not normal. You have an empty cella, whatever empty cella is. Maybe that means air drained it all. I don't know. It's called idiopathic intracranial hypertension, IIH, typically presented with headaches, and you have papilledema. They're claiming it has that with visual disturbance and pushing and pulsing and ringing. There's that. I have that. So this finding is not associated with passing out, seizure-like activity, but blah, 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 blah. We want to go and see an eye specialist for your pupil edema or whatever it is. So, yeah, if you have anything that you need to be evaluated by a neurosurgeon, we'll send you there, blah, 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 like bowel or bladder dysfunction. I've had bladder issues for years. Hold your stool or urine. If these things are happening, you can refer to the neurosurgery. Yeah. Then you should go to the emergency department, rack up a bill, and blah, blah, blah. So they're looking for papilledema, or whatever it's pronounced. So, yeah, and something about an empty cella. I'm like, and microstrokes, and the end of it is like, yeah, and then microstrokes. I was like, whatever, dude. Don't care. Who cares? Catherine Stewart. Moppy, yes, Moppy passed away. He's right here in this little can here. Right here. However, the other new Moppy is in the other room. Chloe's got the other room. We have a new puppy. It's 6 weeks old. Got him yesterday. He's Moppy the Schnauzer. Sweetest baby. Yeah, that's bad. Oh, let's see. It's yours to get. Yeah, pretty much. So I got all these letters. And I got a management company saying, going, oh, we can't help you. You gotta go and do this. So they're like, saying, so this advocate, she's like, oh, we're doing this just in case, really. So one of my other advocates, friends of mine, who got the manager can, said, Rita, Colonel. Yeah, it's my title, Colonel. She's like, Colonel, I think they know the management company is leaving. I mean, I got a message the other day. I was looking at these notes. It said something to the effect of please pay your rent here at this building. And then I asked Firecracker, did you get the same thing? And Firecracker said, yes, we did. So I was like, really? So Firecracker got it. And then the third thing was, like March 9th, we get a note. The main office we had here is closed up. Do not answer. Do not pay the rent there. Do not drop anything off there. We're not checking the mailbox. We're not checking voicemail. We'll get you new phone numbers. Well, one of the things Firecracker posts daily to the Office of Inspector General is we don't have any way to contact management. A win and miss so much. He died of lymphoma, Catherine, February 26th. I took a picture 2 days before he died. There's baby on the floor 2 days before he died. Last 2 days he stayed on the floor. He was dying of lymphoma. Right there. I cried and cried and cried. January 27th, we took him to the vet. He wasn't doing well. Vet costed us $1,100, and they said, well, you get paid in a couple days. Your baby's got lymphoma. Thought he'd live another 5 or 6 years. Now we got this little one that's filled with piss and vinegar, and Chloe claims he's the reincarnation of Moppy. So, Moppy, aka Skittles, was a boy dog, and my service dog and Aaron's service dog, and passed away. When Zoe was living out here, she nicknamed him Junior Mint. Greatest little dog in the world. So, yeah. So, I have this miniature Schnauzer now as a new dog. It's in Chloe's room right now. So, he didn't complain that much. I mean, he was a little trooper, Sam, for a long time, but still, it was, yeah. Anyways, back to the story. So, you guys understand what's going on. I got a federal inquiry basically opened by Senate Congressional management company is trying to lie to get out of it because A, they're supposed to find me a ground floor. They refuse. I'm stuck in this basement. 2 is Chloe's supposed to be my caretaker. They want to fulfill that, but they can't fulfill it because apparently the lawyer basically has jumped ship for some reason. It was like a one-time thing. Write this and we will facilitate Chloe as your live-in aide. But she has no rights. And then the third thing was my tenant file, which they're jerking around. But if they can get the new lease and Chloe as a caretaker, they think they fulfilled the main one. Nope, not with the firecracker and dynamite basically dropping nukes all the time. I mean, think about it. Lady basically turns around and says she wants to get this covered before anything else happens. Really? Everyone knows, even Sam knows, that Chloe was legally evicted 3 years ago and put on the damn streets, self-evicted, and yet the manager is now gone, and they're like, oh, well, the manager's daughter is better than her. Really? Really? So they call the manager's daughter up and says, oh, you need to clean this mess up. Rita fell on the steps, landed on her back, whacked her head. But it's cool, right? Just go suck up the leaves and get away with the evidence. Meanwhile, hey, look what I got. Firecracker. It's on the Rita Vision. All right, screen cap. Did a whole thing, throw it in a PDF zip, send it off. Firecrackers on. Firecrackers. OIG report number 92 sent. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, I love Firecracker, but she is a real hoot. She's literally a real hoot. I mean, literally. However, let's just say Firecrackers, yeah. Has anyone ever seen that report recently where it says more younger generations would rather drink non-alcoholic beer than real beer? I gave up 6 months ago because of my stomach. Best thing I could have ever done. Let me tell you, this stuff, this ain't it. This tastes like beer, but yeah. And then they're like, oh, with your health issues, you shouldn't be smoking a cigar. Really? Sam knows me that well. Sam knows if you basically tell me nothing, tell me something. I think Sam's learned over the years. You don't tell me what to do, right, Sam? I basically am like, what was that? Oh, did I say something with my nose? I mean, literally, they're telling me I'm going to a meeting. I don't think so. Why do you think I'm drinking this beer, my friends? I basically turned and let Firecracker have a crack at it again. I mean, when Firecracker does something, Firecracker's like, we're a whistleblower. They're harassing a whistleblower. They're trying to stop an investigation. Here's the evidence. Or, as Aaron's favorite song is, probably Sam's heard it so many times. Here's your sign, you know, the university is stupid. Institute is stupid. I'm stupid, yeah. They are literally effed. I mean, literally, they are screwed, blued, and tattooed. I mean, literally. I mean, evicting Chloe illegally and then turning around and being like, what did, I've been sober. Fake wine, yeah, with the cigar, yeah, no, that's what I said to them. So this advocate person, right, the government turns around and have this, like, these mediators from the government for housing, and they're like, so Chloe can't live there because Chloe's done so much bad, and I'm like, prove it. Yeah, she's got a background check, prove it. Well, we don't prove it. For background check squeaky clean, what are you going to do then? You eat your word? Well, I'm like, let me put it to you this one. I just, like Sam just said, I said, Chloe is non-effing negotiable. Bring it on, punks. So they ran the background check, right? Chloe paid for it. Clean. All of a sudden, they wait from, we put the paperwork on the 27th of February. They take the money out of the card on the 4th of March. They don't get back to us by March 19th. And they're like, oh, the manager is going to get in touch with you and you're going to write everything up. Really? The manager was going to get in touch with me. Then why the F not would the manager use the damn email instead? I'm like, hey, how goes it? I got this new doggy. By the way, let me show, I got a picture I'll show Catherine, because I'm sorry, Catherine. Until the little guy comes back, unless you want to report or go backwards, I'm going to show you this, okay? There he is, the new moppy dog, so you can see right there. He's in Chloe's room right now. I told her to watch him because I can't do a video once a month without him. And he likes to eat my hair. I don't know what it is about dogs, but anyways, cigars, non-negotiable. Once in a while is good. And yet, I mean, literally, I just can't stand the frickin' fact that people turn around and, yeah, I mean, when you hear these people and they're like, oh, yeah, I mean, literally, it's like, yeah, if you have advocates that, I mean, you should see the Congress and the senators that I was talking about, right? They're pissed. They're like, federal government tax dollar pays for these mediators to be neutral. And they're like, oh, yeah. And they're like, did you send to get this closed, did you send, reasonable accommodation? Right here. Here's the proof for the manager set up. Here's the proof for the neighbors said this. Here's the proof for they were gutting this place for me. Here's the proof where they left it empty for 4 months. Here's the proof the firecracker comes and goes, so you want to attack my beloved Chloe and accuse Chloe and this and that and just want to, but you're allowing drug users. Here's drug pictures. Here's more drug pictures. Don't ask where I got it. Here's more of this. Here's more of that. All of a sudden, 2 days later, we have 3 questions for you to answer. And the guy's like, okay. Do you have any ground floors available? No, not right now. Not right now. Can you let Chloe back in? Oh, well, if Chloe passes the background check, she can be Rita's caretaker. Because that's what Rita wants. Can you give Chloe her tenant file? Well, Rita the tenant file. Well, Chloe needs reasonable accommodations and power of attorney because we think Rita's being manipulated, locked up in a basement, and Rita's not Rita. We think Chloe's pretending to be Rita in a Rita suit. Really? Do I look like I got a zipper in the back and Chloe's wearing a Rita suit? I'll bring him out soon once he settles in, so you can see the real live action, Catherine. So yeah, so what happens? He's like, there will be instructions. Have a great weekend. So I get this letter. First thing I say is to the advocates for the congressional senator, look at this. They're like, this is OIG material. They just sent a letter. Lawyer's letter. We would like to facilitate Rita's ground level floor as soon as one comes available here. Not, we're going to move you two apartment complexes down the hill, but here. Wow. So they're basically saying, so how's that the government oversight? Second one, if Chloe passes the background check, we will honor her by facilitating a caregiver for Rita. If Rita wants to, we can walk down a file because she's entitled to her full tenant file with grievances. And we would gladly facilitate. Now, if you want Chloe to pick it up for you, you need power of attorney. But we can have the manager deliver a tenant file to you with grievances. No questions asked. What happens? I ask about tenant file. Oh, you can't have it. There's grievances. Really? Your letter in your hand you just handed to me because the certified copy went back to the lawyer. You can't have it. Really? So I asked his advocate today. Oh, well, you can't have it because of grievances. Really? Okay, got that on email. Here you go, firecracker. Go to work. You got you got a government contractor taking money from the government to pay for my housing, but I don't get a ground floor tenant file. And this lady's saying the same thing. No. So what happened? Firecracker went in and said, this lady here is basically working with this agency to basically take away the rights of civilians by violating sections 504 and 515, and went into detail. Again, sent it off. They'll get it Monday, but in the meantime, I'm supposed to meet to this people, right? Firecrackers says, don't worry about it. By Monday morning, while you're at the doctor's dealing with the neck that's nearly pinched because he can barely move and he can barely walk, they're going to be looking at it going, we had a meeting lined up because the management company doesn't want to deal with Rita, firecracker, dynamite, trash can, crackpot, whatever, because they're all whistleblowers. But it's okay. We can use this agency here on the island to get it done. Said it went in their face. I mean, literally, my husband literally used to say, if you have evidence, stack it up. And hope like hell it's for the best. Chloe is a sweetie and reading. They want to screw with people that are legit. Oh, I know. So what does Chloe do? Chloe goes, so the other day, listen to this. So the other day, I'm sitting there, right? I'm playing my game. I got this gaming rig in the office, hooked to a 32-inch TV. It's a Ryzen 9. I'm like, phone rings. I have this flip phone. I was like, yeah, Ruder, this is the sheriff. Hey, what's up, boss? How goes it? I can't complain, Colonel. Got an APS report. How many this time? Oh, I think it's like 23. Who is it? Oh, do you know these people? This guy's a drug addict, pothead that did this, and this, and yada, yada, yada. So they're protecting him. Oh, you mean the manager? The former manager? That manager is like a female Donald Trump. That's what he said. Well, then, by the way, tell your neighbor Trash Can we're happy that she got rid of her. I said we live in a small island. How did you know? Oh, I know everything. Okay. So what's the other ones? Oh, do you know this guy? He's part of the management company. Do you know this guy? That's part of the management. Do you know this guy? Part of the management. Do you know this guy? Yeah, part of the management. Goes on the list. I said, this is retaliation. They're using you to try to put me in a group home. He says, well, they're targeting you and you're a victim. And I'm like, yeah, and? He said, well, if you are filing reports, keep filing them because we want these people out of our island, Rita. And I go, oh, firecracker. I'm on it, Rita. Meanwhile, he specifically says, firecracker. Yeah, we know who she is. She gets the job done. Okay. Meanwhile, these people are trying to F with me because, well, they're pissed because they illegally evicted Chloe. They tried to hold me hostage for 2 hours to sign away my rights. When that happened, the thing just started stacked up between me and Trash Can, Firecracker. I mean, we have a fence out front of our apartment complex that's broken since December of 2024. And they're like, oh, no money. And all of a sudden, me and my friend today, we were talking Firecracker. I said, hey, the unit next to me probably won't be filled for another month. What do you mean? Manager's going on vacation again until like the 27th or something. She's like, backed up. I'm like, yeah, back to where she's from. Apparently moving in August. And she's like, and then that unit's going to be empty for 11 months. Empty. Because the neighbor upstairs shoot out this lady claiming the woman who's 22 abused her kid. That little girl was not abused. I even testified on that one privately to the sheriffs. The old lady is a... Oh yeah, I hear things in the wall. I'm sorry, Sam. I had to do it. I'm in a good mood tonight. So anyways. So this lady basically turns around, right? And so that one's empty. Well, I had just 2-bedroom ready for me, but they had it empty for 4 months. I fought for 4 months. All of a sudden they filled it because they didn't want me having. They're like, oh yeah, we want your crap. Oh yeah, 8 computers in my house. Oh yeah, you want my 8 computers, my new dog, my toys, my stuff, this, that, whatever's in my safe. Maybe they're gold bars, maybe they're silver bars, maybe they're gold and silver coins. Who knows, right? Anyways, so the funny thing is I had my will set recently, by the way, Sam, to Chloe. I'm like, you know what? If anything happens, there's money in the bank and everything for you, Chloe. Just group home. The thing in Kansas really sucks. What about the thing in Kansas? What happened in Kansas? Catherine, what happened in Kansas? Anyway, so they turn around, Sam, Catherine, and they're like, yeah, exactly, Sam. The APS can't only suggest things. They can't force things, right? So I was like, look, I maintain my own house. Well, 70% of it, Chloe takes care of me. Chloe, I'm like, I can't go to the store. She's like, what do you want? I want to go to the store. What do you need? Well, there's hoagie rolls on sale. Give me some marinara, some hoagie rolls, and some meatballs. I'll make meatball subs. That's on sale this week. Like the other day, I was walking around, right? Funny story, I was walking around the other day, I was like this. at Walmart. And someone stops me and says, "Hey, you were here the last time." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to try these ones." And they're like, how do you choose what non-alcoholic beers to drink? The ones that come in 12 packs. Anything else you don't want to pay $15 for a 6-pack. That's just highway robbery. Well, he's like, "Yeah, I paid $20 for 4 cans of Guinness." So anyways, Chloe's been practicing her cooking all the time. She makes a real good fried ramen. Not good for my heart. She also makes a real good thing of burritos. Oh my god, the other day she made burritos. I was like, and she's like, "You're gonna need to walk for like 2 hours." Yeah, at night when no one sees me because I'm a chubster. The law is revoking license name that doesn't have. Oh yeah, I heard about that, Catherine. I mean, it's pretty bad. I mean, here they won't even do the passport thing. I mean, literally, if I want to renew my passport in 10 years, it'll be mail. Why do you think I don't give a damn? That's why I was like, "Hey, here's what happened with me the other day." Sam's probably sitting there, what? So I had a friend of mine. Donald Trump becomes president. He's gay. Sweetest guy in the world. Funny story. And he turns around and says something like, "Well, Donald Trump's being president for 4 years. I'm leaving the country, Rita." So he bought himself a retirement package here. No, before you ask, what is it? It's a boat. It's a catamaran. He's like, "Here we go." I'm like, "Okay." So I got my captain's cat, and I'm like, I'll load it up with non-alcoholic beer, right? Anyways, the enhanced real ID would get me to Canada easy on a boat. So I'd be like, jokingly, of course, the thing is it's yeah. So he went with his lover to the Philippines because everything is so dangerous in this world right now. I'm like, dude, you bought a boat and then you leave to the Philippines. Okay, that's cool. The law. I live in Texas. Yeah, I heard that too. My cousin Dink's from Texas. I think she left Oregon or something. But if you're that worried, Catherine, you can always move to a blue state. I mean, you should hear the politics. I'm gonna have to grab me the last beer soon. I'm enjoying my chat with you guys. I hear Chloe. Oh, they're doing this with She had a chat with my therapist the other day. She was complaining about conversion therapy. My therapist says, "Look, it's talk therapy. I could turn around and tell Rita it's not a good idea to lose your wiener." But Rita already lost her wiener, supposedly, allegedly. So it doesn't matter if I can convince her. The wiener is lost. What good is it, right? She's like, "The colonel lost her wiener," So what's the point, right? To me, I'm like, I'm up there in age, Kathleen. I'm gonna call it Kathy. I just don't give a damn at my age. I'm like, I'm falling apart. Maybe that's the best part of life, falling apart right now. You look around and you're like, I'm falling apart. Then you're like, "Oh, you can't eat that. You can't eat this. You gotta do that." Really? Have you ever seen that thing where they took the food pyramid, flipped it upside down the other day, and they're like, "You need more protein in your life?" You're like, "Yeah," till you end up with a CAD, which Sam knows what that is. I have that too. And what happens? You end up dead, 38 years old, because you're a chubster. You have too much grease in your body. Yeah, that happens too. Even Sam probably agrees with that one. I mean, I have not seen how many people literally freaking fall apart with that. The thing in Kansas really sucks, huh? There's a lot of places that suck. I mean, think about it. They're trying to do a nationwide ban or something. What does this one say? Yes, well, I'm going to let that go through because that is freedom of speech, and I agree. I mean, literally. That's because he doesn't. I bet, Chloe, she made a joke once, Kathy. She said maybe the president had sex with a tranny, and now he wants to know everyone's genitals, make sure he didn't sleep with an inverted penis. That's what she said one time. If you're watching this, children, you can hang it up because we're talking adult chat here. It's kind of funny. Me, I just don't even care. I mean, literally, if I'm basically looking like this and I walk into a ladies' restroom lately, I just go for the first stall with a hat, a big hat, and I'm like, feet down because, you know, I'm like, eh. But, anyway, feet down, right? So, anyways, but, usually I try to find one of those family restrooms at Kathy because I just don't want to cause trouble. Because you don't know what thug or goon's armed. I mean, literally, could be just walking down the street, someone's like, oh, there's a man! What were they doing? They were going into a stall with their service dog, so I glocked them. So, they were going in to use the potty, and you didn't know if they had a penis or a... And then you plugged them. Wow, I thought... Yeah, see? I try to avoid that situation. Why do you think I'm always locked up in the basement? I mean, you should have seen it the other day. I was listening to someone, and they were like, so I was listening, and I was putting the mail in the mailbox, and I was like, yeah. And I heard, we're trying to get rid of the effers in the building, talking about agates. And I'm going, yeah, wouldn't surprise me. I've heard those ones a long time ago, and now it's there again. No, yeah, I basically, if there's, I mean, one of the things that, when I'm on the ferry going over the mainland, I always use I always ask when I have the taxi, which is usually 99% of the time, give me a CDR, car deck restroom. So they pull me right up to the bathroom, I go in, and I'm like, and then I sit there on my computer in the bath with the Wi-Fi going, hotspot, and that's it. I have unlimited hotspot on this, and I use it, and I'm done. However, I'm pissed off because they're like, oh, Google's like, your thing's canceled. Okay. By the way, this would be the time that I should say, jokingly, that I gladly take donations. My About Me page has the email address. If anyone wants to generously donate, buying a service dog out of my own pocket was very expensive. But I'm not going to mooch either. I'm just here to tell you guys an update. Moppy passed away. New Moppy is doing something. But yeah, I literally use the same bathroom as, I try to avoid, I use the car deck restroom. And then if I do, people look at me. I mean, I was one guy the other day, and he's like, what can I get for you, ma'am? I'm like, I did this, came back, and he's like, oh, I think you went to the potty. And I came out, and I was like, let me tell you, Chloe bought me a sandwich for lunch. The new Arby's Royal French dip, don't get it. Any of you want to basically sit there and wonder what your salt intake's going to be for a month, that's the sandwich for you, man. I was like, did I just eat a whole thing? And that's the thing. Doctor says, well, your head, your mini strokes and stuff, you have too much salt up there. Well, how can I, how do I piss it out, Calories, 60 calories, 0 fat, 1 gram of protein, that's not bad. Carbohydrates, more sugar than anything. And then they have those little funky things in the... yes, I have a Patreon, but I'd have to do some merch, and I don't like that idea because, frankly, I don't ask for donations, Kathy, due to the fact that it's more of a tax thing. That's why I don't take donations. I don't even ask because it's like, oh, if you get that and it's you have to pay taxes. I mean, look at the breeder. Breeder wanted cash, so deposit, security moppy 2, cash. Paying to yesterday, cash. Out the door, cash. What happened? Cash. Email from her. Thank you for your business. You're gonna have years and years of good service with that beautiful baby boy. He was the first pup of that litter, the firstborn. I was like, cool. And then she said, we take cash because of taxes. Yeah. Give me 1 second. You need to grab another beer. The last one. Don't pour it. Drink these down. little guy is ready. For me to show you to Kathy. She's been wondering about you. You a little tired little doggy again? Okay, Kathy, I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready, Kathy. Okay, are you ready, Kathy? Are you ready? Da 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 da. Hi. What do you think, Kathy, huh? Hey, bud, what's up, huh? You want to take a nap, huh? Is that what you want? Huh? Wait and see what Kathy says, huh? Hmm? Oh, yeah. How you doing, huh? You're sleeping with Chloe, huh? Chloe was sleeping. You were sleeping, huh? Oh. See? See, this is Moppy the second, or we just call him Moppy. What's up, Mop? Ear fell down again. He's 6 weeks old, by the way. He's so good. You want me to put you in your bed for a while and sleep, huh? Already cleaned up your mess, put a piddle pad down. Maybe you'll learn. Maybe you'll have to put a piddle pad down under the chair before bed. You got 100 of them. I don't think you can go through 100 piddle pads that fast. Yeah, so, yeah. What do you say, huh? A piddle pad? My first time, Sam and Kathy, in years that I've had a puppy. This one I thought he was going to keep me up all night. He didn't. He basically slept like a baby. Then again, he is a baby. He likes to sleep all the time, too. However, he does like when he's got energy to eat my nose. He's like, hey, Mom, I'm going to eat your nose. Mom, I'm going to eat your nose. Mom, I'm going to eat your nose. Look how he is. He looks like a little toy. But he's actually moving. You want me to put you in the bed, huh? You want me to put you in the beddy, huh? There you go, buddy. There you go. Little tired dog. You can tell when he's tired. He just looks at you like, hey man, I'm tired, tuckered out again. So I guess he runs out of energy and then he gets a little boost in the morning or whatever. Well, he's like, oh, you need to feed him again. The lady gave us a week's worth of food. And I'm like, yeah, a week's worth of food is what? If she's calling that a week's worth of food, that dog didn't have enough food for a week. I mean, that little Ziploc bag, maybe about 3 days worth. And she's like, oh, that's a week worth. Put a little water in it, and he's like, can I have some more? And so, but anywho. So, I got a lot of health issues, like I said to Sam, microstrokes and other crap, and they're trying to figure out this headache stuff, and meanwhile, my manager is trying to screw me over. Oh, well, I don't feel comfortable in the office with Rita and Chloe. Rita's violent. Okay, gotta ask Sam, do I look like I'm violent? So then the advocate's like, we just want to make you feel comfortable and around it because of really, you want to make me feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable having the manager knock on my door, accuse Chloe of assaulting me, beating me up, and being like, and then claiming I'm violent. Right. That's why I told the guy right there in the federal email thingy, you send your dog again, you better basically do it. And do it with email or video because I ain't tolerating this. I said, you don't just sit there and demand. I don't demand anything. And some people, they do. I mean, it is what it is. Babies eat a lot. Yep. I missed a lot of the past few. Oh, yeah. Well, babies do eat a lot, Sam. And you've lost a lot, Kathy. Yeah, so have I. I mean, the last few years I've lived on the island. I've lived peaceful. Chloe's been homeless for 3 years. I finally said, my doctor's like, your health's going down to crap. You need a caretaker. As what about the mobility scooter? He says, do you think the management company's going to be magically giving you a ground floor? You need Chloe. Look at that. If I could move the camera, I would. I mean, look at how beautiful he is over there. I've missed a lot. And we all miss a lot too, Catherine. I mean, I'm still around. I'm knock on wood. I'm happy to be around. But, oh my God. Every day it's just a struggle at times, you know. And then they're like, Rita's violent. Really? I'm violent? That's funny. I come out, I look at something, I come in, I go away. I don't even want to be around people. I mean, literally. I mean, and yet I deal with people every time. I mean, with you. Let's see. What did Sam say? She says, I've missed a lot of the past few years. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, Sam, Kathy. I mean, I've been around, but I haven't made posts because, you know, like I said to Sam, I mean, we had moderator Zoe out here for a while. She kept me physically fit. Fortunately, my manager screwed that relationship up. And then she put in a paper. It was directed at Zoe. I will not modify Rita's tendency ever. She's happy being alone. Well, the U.S. government got a hold of it and said, this is a Section 504 violation. Oh, well, it's only Rita. It's only Rita. Wow. And don't you just love how you hear that? It's only Rita. It'd be like me saying, if I was dead, and Aaron would be like, oh, it's only just Aaron. I mean, I miss Aaron. Yeah. But, I mean, all this stuff going down the pipe, and yet I figured today would be a good day to talk about Moppy's urn. And tired Moppy. We got him a little over 24 hours ago. When we finally got home last night, cracked open one of those non-alcoholic beers I like and just sat and relaxed due to the fact I was up all day yesterday. So I went to sleep, got up this morning, had to wake up Chloe. She had to have a program here on the island is granting her teeth, so she's got till like December of this year. They're filling all her fillings, like, you know, they say brush your teeth, keep them clean, floss, and then we'll go in there and fill them all your cavities, and they'll be good. And Chloe said, well, what about Rita? Doctor says, it's not about the service dog. We're not discriminating about that. It's about Rita. Rita, we tell her we can do fillings. Rita says pull them. So when they get bad enough, we go in there and she gives us $500 and we're like, we could have filled them easier for you. Yeah, but the problem is I don't like drills. Thank you, Catherine, for tuning in tonight. I appreciate that. So I have problems with drills. Sorry, dude. You ain't getting a drill near my mouth. Just pull the damn son of a... So my teeth, they could be rotting and they'd be like, all right, $500, okay. Soon you're going to need dentures. Fine by me, at least I won't have to worry about... I was tortured when I was young with root canals. We're doing just root canal, not root canal, and this root canal, and a cap, and this, and... No, it wasn't fun at the dentist. Yeah. So I've been following the news about what's going on in the world. My father, I forgot to tell you the story about that. So his computer's 15 years old, and he turns around, he needs a new Windows one. Windows 10 won't update anymore, and he's like, oh, kid, can you find me something? So I found him a Ryzen 9, 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive, Radiant graphics, and a micro PC for like $540. He's like, sold. I'm like, so why are you loading up the 37th computer and moving it to your computer pile with all your other crap? Well, the micro one's easy. You just plug in an HDMI to this thingy and you hook your keyboard and your mouse up and you're done. Then it's so compact you can take it wherever you need to. Wow, so the old man's thinking this may be just a portable computer. If he goes on vacation, he can take the damn thing with him. And it would last longer than a laptop. Because apparently, laptops are now disposable. Yeah, it was one of the things I was going to talk about tonight. Is, has anyone seen the laptops being disposable? The other day I talked to a guy. I said, hey, here's my laptops. Can I replace them? You're going to add RAM, you can add SSDs, you can add this, but what about the battery? Yeah, you can, but you have to take it all apart and put it back together. It's a $500 job. You should buy a new computer. So then I turned around. I need a tooth pulled. It's $100 a tooth. Here it's more like $500 a tooth. These people are greedy. I was just telling Mason earlier, Kathy, when the doctors the other had the Lions Club took care of my glasses. Doctor turns around. Those glasses are not manufacturer error, you know. There was like the frames basically broken like 4 pieces. And I'm like, hey. He's like, operator error. Talking about me. I'm like, I'm not paying $900. And he's like, so he had it sitting on a thing for like a year, right? He called me up. We disposed of your old glasses. We took them out and used the frames, the lenses for something fine, right? Lions Club found out about it. Lions Club said, well, what are you going to do? I said, I'm not going through this guy again. He's a ripoff. Told me I need polarized glasses. Cost $900. I took these into Costco and said, can you reuse the frames? I said, yeah, $25. I said, put new lenses in them if I get the glasses, and I'll use these. And maybe I can get my second pair of my other glasses. He said, okay. What happened? This guy, oh, nice new pair. These are made in Italy, so Italy or France. That's why they last so long. But he didn't want them. He wanted Chinese-made piece of crap, and now they fall apart. And I'm like, yeah, who are we supporting? I'd rather support a higher quality glasses than a cheap one that he claims operator error. Now, little teeth. These people are just greedy. As greedy could be. $100 here, $500 there. It adds up. Eventually, when you get done, you just don't have any teeth, you know. Yes, have a good evening, Kathy. Sam, are you still with, or did you disappear? Or are you just listening, Sam? We're letting Kathy post. Let me know, because I can always leave, too. Been meaning to get Animal Crossing in before I finish my task. It's one thing I do every day is Animal Crossing. But I'm also trying to do it with my dog. My new dog gotta keep up. Now maybe if I have to put one more poop head down before bed, I get sleep. As long as he doesn't nibble on my cables. Oh, look at him. He's so cute. Yeah, well, everyone's like, congratulations on the new dog. Yeah, But I still ain't going to your meeting, so good night, Kathy. Sam, are you still with me, or did you disappear too, Sam? Anyways, let me know. Let me know, Sam. I could look. I got this little program that tells me if there's anyone on watching right now. I lost like 3 in the last 28 days. They're like, no comments, we're leaving. Yeah, can you believe that? People are leaving because I haven't made videos. It's like, you look at my live feed, it's like 227 update, live feeds right here. It's like 226, rest in peace, moppy, and then it's like a new major announcement and 2 major announcements, prepping economy, war, and it just goes on, and then this one is streaming software, views, 2 people watching, and yeah, people say to me, Rita, how can you just do that? And it's like, do what? How can you do that and get away with it? Simple. It's fun. Yeah, pretty much. Actually, it's not really fun. It's, yeah. So, but anyways, it gets to the point where, like I said the other day, I was walking around the ferry for a while until the lady told me to sit down, and she told me I was going in circles. And I was like, yeah, I can't find the elevator. She said, you came out from right there. Makes you wonder, am I getting early dementia? Did I drink too much whiskey growing up? Yes, yeah, I see you're there. At Hagen's, I'm not here. Okay, Hagen's. I see Hagen's is there. Hagen's, yeah. So anyways. And before anyone asks, I'm finishing this, but it ain't that good. Now, Hagen's might need it. Cheers to Hagen's and non-alcoholic drought. See, it says Guinness 0. Non-alcoholic drought. Yeah, it tastes like a beer, but he's probably going to be like, oh, well, that's because you don't like the alcohol content in it. Actually, like, non-alcoholic beer is better. You don't have the damn side effects, and you drink 12 of them, and then nothing will happen. Whereas regular outfits are, yeah. Anyways. So, so the final part of my story was talking about computers. Anyways, I said to the guy, well, how long will this last? The guy says, well, this little desktop, if it's kept in good condition, it'll last 10 to 15 years. Or until Windows tells you gotta buy another one to upgrade it, because most people are buying these mini computers because they don't want anything huge. The bigger the cabinet, the bigger the thing and all this. So I said basically they're buying a computer nowadays for their home that just runs email and an email client. I said that's what my adopted brother Ted needs. He just needs that. Instead of, oh, I need a new gaming rig with this, that, and 5,000 billion terabyte hard drive and a 20 trillion terabyte RAM system, and then I need a 20 zillion terabyte video card. See, I'm just throwing it all out there to be funny, being a nerd. And anyways, since the Higgins is here, come here. Get sleepy. Say hello to Uncle Higgins. Oh yeah. What's wrong, huh? I keep waking you up, huh? You're gonna have to get used to it. I gotta keep an eye on you and make sure you're okay. The Colonel's dog. Hi everyone, I'm Colonel Sanders, and today we're gonna be talking about my fried chicken. Alright, baby. There you go. Go to sleep. So we're talking about computers. And so I said to this guy, I said, and my little Ewok, yeah, that's about right, he is a little Ewok. So I was talking to this guy with computers, and I said, I'm looking for something, a laptop that I can upgrade. He goes, well, if you can get a laptop that you can upgrade, change out the battery after you pay an installationist, a specialist for a battery change, you're doing good. And I said, well, the laptop? Yeah, until you get stuck with Windows 11. And then I said, well, what about Windows 20? Yeah. So what do I do? He said, if I were you, I go, yeah. He said, your best bet is to look at a computer that does parts. And I said, well, what is a better computer? He said, Apple. You usually get parts for years. He said, the newest one's running on an iPhone thing. I looked it up. Apparently, there are certain computer chips that makes iPads and stuff. And the reason they do it so cheap is because they use defaulted or defective computer chips. Instead of like mass producing them, they say, oh, this batch is all faulty. They reuse them and they say, okay, we're going to reuse this whole shipment to make iPads or Mac Minis or the Mac Neos. And I'm thinking, that's a great idea. Waste not, want not. Apple's. So they're like, yeah, so Apple's looking at ways of making it so everyone can get a computer for web browsing and other tasks without needing to break the bank. Yeah. Whereas on the other side, every time you turn around and you look for something, my stepdad was like, a tower computer, $900 for a basic. And I said, well, you get 32 gigs RAM, $900. I got to move 45-pound case. Well, I said, my stepbrother Ted wouldn't mind doing that. He's like, yeah, until Ted gets to be my age and then complains about it and goes smaller. So Dad gets this little smaller one. Well, Ted's like, I'll take one of those. Right. They're going to try freeloading off Poppy. He's like trying to pull a tooth from a lion. But the little Ewok is doing good. The little Ewok. Yeah. Anyways. So, my point is my point is Apple may succeed though Windows is failing. The only difference is Apple needs more stability for gaming. Otherwise, it's all gravy. I was telling a friend of mine tonight, she came out, oh yeah, I was playing this game and that game. I said, did you get your Steam box yet? And she goes, Rita, how did you know that they weren't bringing it out yet? I just know. Yeah. I don't know what's going on in the world. So. Anyways, I gotta finish Animal Crossing, finish this beer. I had to figure dinner out. I had a big lunch. I had leftover Arby's French dip Royale. I call it the sodium bomb. Yeah. I don't know what else it was. Oh, and I had a leftover Big Arch. That wasn't bad. I think if I was going to buy another Big Arch, if they came around again, I'd buy a couple of them, take them home, put them in the oven the next day, because it was better tasted the next day than when you got it fresh. Because fresh, it was all ooey gooey and overflowing with sauce, and today it was just perfect. I was like, oh look, like 25 minutes in the oven, I was happy as a clam. Yeah, but still, those things are expensive. Not that my adopted brother Ted, he'd be, oh, you can't afford that. Well, afford this. So, I do ask advice from time to time. I got a few ideas. I gotta go check on a couple websites tonight before I do things. I also gotta go pay on a couple things. Apparently, I gotta go pay an invoice tonight. So, it's another project I gotta do before I go to Animal Crossing before my time runs out. And then when I'm done, well, I'm done. And my baby is sleeping yet again. A little Ewok, yes. So, anyways, I'll finish this beer, but I don't remember where my phone went. Yes, I may be getting senile, maybe. Oh, it's over here, okay. So I need this because I gotta log in and make payment to, they're like, your phone service will expire in 2 days. I'm like, eh. And then I have this flip phone somewhere. They're like, your flip phone service will end in 2 days. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, it's like every... Oh, hi, Grumpy. It was you, Grumpy. Hi. Hi. Oh, look at him. He's so cute. Yeah, I'll put a pad down before bed. Maybe he'll actually go on it tonight. I don't have to worry about it because he's just choosing wherever. We have to give him a sponge bath. Need a sponge bath. So, anyways, yeah, someone was like, are you getting senile? And I'm like, nope, not me. Where's the elevator? Like, I was sitting around and I was like this in the car. And Chloe's like, what is it? I'm going, you're my caretaker. Where's my phone? Call it. I'm like, oh, Sister Peggy hit it here. And literally, anytime she's like, call your phone, you didn't lose it. Turns out, I need to make sure I put it in a pocket where I can actually sit there and be like, yeah, but I didn't carry my coat the other day. I was like, actually I did. That's right, I did. Just in case. I wore it at night. Fortunately, the day I wore a sweatshirt because I was more interested in, And I was told by the breeder yesterday, helping the service dog paperwork stuff, I got a good one. You got the firstborn pupper named Moppy. And she had other ones. One was a girl called Daisy May. She's like, you want to adopt Daisy May? And said, no, choose a guy. They're easier. Yeah. You want to choose Daisy May, yes. They say that when you get a dog, you get a male dog if you're a female. Yeah. You're probably thinking, oh yeah, look at that weirdo. And then if you're a male, you choose a female dog, supposedly. Because that's how it works, apparently. And this one, I don't know about you, but this one, I mean, literally, last night, I was like, okay, Mop, you sit here. And he's looking at me going, I thought he'd run over to Chloe's door and be like, hey, Mom, yeah, Chloe, Mom, it's me, Moppy, let me in. And instead he's like, hey, I'm going to sleep right next here. It's like, the leader's right here in this bed. Or maybe the dog's sensing Mom's got a lot of health issues. I better be with her because her stress level's so through the roof. Nah. I just love this guy. Yeah, I got a report tonight too. I got to write up. That's one thing I always have to say. My stepbrother, Ted, sometimes I don't email him till like twice a day. When I do, it's, what do I do? Blah, 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 blah. I'm going, dude, I got like 6 reports that came in on my laptop. I'm going, do I answer Ted or do I answer the other 6? And eventually I'm just like, oh, look, shiny. I want this. Oh, this one up $300. Oh, that one up $600. Ooh, shiny. Oh, what was I supposed to do? Oh, Ted? Simple email. Shiny. Look at him. He's so precious. Precious little guy. Yep. Anyways, I had to do a meeting today online because I like, get your butt on there and show the doggy off. Okay. Hello, little Ewok. I don't know what's going to happen for the future, people. My head's getting worse and worse with this pressure. Doctor's like, you eventually your head might just pop. I'm like, are you serious? He says, yeah. I'm like, well, what's wrong? He's like, too much stress. Well, what am I supposed to? You need to work it off. Well, how do I work it off? You take the pain that you're in with your legs and feet and you walk. Well, how do I walk when I got a dog that sits there and says, hey, yap, 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 mom, yap, 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 mom, yap, 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 mom, yap, yap, yap. I mean, today I was like, let's walk. He's like, yelp, yelp. I was like, so you want me to carry you? Well, Mom, I'm only 4 pounds. Let me be carried like a little purse pooch. Right. Little purse pooch. 14.9. So they don't even give you a full pint anymore. That's shrinkflation for you, folks. Yeah, like I said, I was looking at Dell the other day, and it was from $5.99 to $9.49. I was like, People are like, yeah, I can't afford anything. It's Trump taxes and Trump tariffs. I'm like, whatever, dude. Whatever floats your boat, man. Trump tariffs to Trump taxes, I don't care. Anyways, so with that said, nothing much I can say or do now. You guys got a big update. You got to meet Moppy the second. Found out Moppy the first passed away. He's in that little can next to Daddy. And you can see why I'm not doing too well health-wise. I mean, literally, you do not want to know what's in my head because it just feels like it's peer pressure. And I'm in pain. And feel like I'm being isolated and stuck. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not even 50, so go figure. I've given up alcohol. I like a non-alcohol brewski. Of course. That tastes good. This one's meh. I don't. Yeah. Anyways, that said, everyone, please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestion. Hit the like, subscribe buttons. Hold some fun for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. Hit the bell notification, thumbs up button. Keep the comments nice is all we ask.